everybody, and welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator. This is the Italia update. I've been very excited and looking forward to this. And what I thought I'd do is upgrade my truck, because I haven't done that for ages, and I've got like a ton of cash, and I've gone up a ton of levels, so I thought we'd see what we can do. First off, I changed the colour of it. It's just a kind of a stock metallic-y red. I really like the colour, so that's why I went for it. There wasn't any custom paint jobs for some reason with the Italia update. There was with all the others. Maybe I just haven't unlocked them, if that makes sense. But we'll keep this for now. It's only 10 grand. It's not the end of the world if I change it. The lights have come back at the top. We've chromed up the wing mirrors. I added some extra lights down the bottom. You can see when they're all on like that. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it? The tyres are now a better type of tyre, Michelin. You can see they've even got red writing on them as well, which I customise all these hubcaps as well. That one's even like the manufacturer's own one as well. It's pretty cool. I like this a lot. Chassis wise, I upgraded to the 6x4 chassis, which increases our heavy cargo, a little bit of our manoeuvrability, our hills, and our even terrain. Doesn't really help our normal cargo though, so we're going to aim for more heavier cargo, and we upgraded to a whopping 510 horsepower, the biggest engine we can get, which again helps us with the heavy cargoes. Heavy cargoes give you more money, makes sense, and for that we need a bigger gearbox, a 16-speed gearbox. Oh yeah. Interior wise, still got the same thing. Changed the steering wheel to a brown. There was only a choice of the bright orange, black, or this brown. I'll keep. You know what? I actually might go for the. We'll come back to that. I might go for that. We've got a sandwich and a cool box, because you need those. Other than that, I think it's relatively unchanged. I could change the different layouts, but they're really expensive and they really don't look any better. And that one does look pretty cool. But I can't really justify spending 30 grand on that when I actually really like the wood effect of this one. That's why I chose this truck in the first place. Yep, so that's the paint job, as I said. Accessories on the outside, I've done a lot there. I've already gone through that. The steering wheel. I might just go standard on that. Just the standard black. Fits a little bit better, I think. And that's going to cost me a grand total of €99,000. That's nearly as much as an actual truck. But there we go. We also repaired the truck as well. So there is our little beauty herself. Now, we want to go to Italy. So the Italy update has... easier for me to do this with the mouse. Used to have just like this section of Italy. Now we can go all the way down to the very tip of the toe, the boot. Shame we don't have like these islands, but it's understandable, I guess. So we want to head down somewhere this way. It automatically plopped us back here in London. Every time it updates, it does that. So we've got to make our way down to get to Italy. So I should probably do a freight market, shouldn't I? So we want to go from London, good old land. Actually, I probably don't want to do this just yet, do I? Because I bet I need to like drive and do all that stuff. It's a nice paint job that guy's got there on his Scania. So we should be a bit of a beast now. We've got our thing. Right, do we need to sleep? Yes, we do. Other than that, we're fine. So we'll get some rest here. And then in the morning we'll pick up a job which takes us to Italy. Freight market. Okay, so we want to go from here, London, and we want to get somewhere. Oh, look at this. We can go to Bari. Fuck, that's a long one. Okay, maybe I want to go just to the tip of Italy to begin with. But I ideally want to go for something very heavy. Oh, look at that. 44 tonner, because we do well with like heavies. Really got any bonus for regular ones, but I do want to go to Italy, so let's go to Verona. It's going to be quite a long one, so brace brace yourselves. Okay, we're rested. Let's get out of here and see where we need to go. This is a Volvo garage, but you can still upgrade your truck at any brand dealer. I probably will actually at some point buy a new truck and then try that out, but not yet, I guess. Okay. See that? It's weird. I don't know why I stopped there. Yeah, like I'd love like a Renault or something like that. Okay, we're going around here. We're in London right now, as I said before. I love a bit of Euro Truck Sim, I really do. Played a bit of American Truck Sim last time, should indicate as well, and people seem to enjoy that. I've seen that the Sleepy Hearth has been doing a fair bit as well. Whoa, we are speeding. It's difficult not to speed when you drive without the trailer. Yeah, Sleepy Hearth is another really good ASMR. You son of a bitch, you're supposed to give way to me. Another good ASMR content creator has been playing some as well. I think he's been surprised at how much he's enjoyed it. Like, that's always the thing with people, they're always like, oh, Truck Sim seems dumb. I thought the same thing as well. Start playing it, suddenly you're like, hey, this is really good. Okay, freight market please. So that's the one we want, Verona. Take that job. It'll give us 46,000, which will go some way to paying for the upgrades we just did, I guess. As I said, I might do in the new year, I might actually just buy a new truck, but I do love this truck. It looks fucking awesome, I think. Hello. Oh, okay. We want to be a little bit farty, do we? There we go. Happy now, game. Okay. And Euro Truck Sim's a good way as well. It's one of the games where I find it incredibly relaxing to just play it, because it's not so much that it's boring, it's just it's nice and gentle would be the word I would use. Okay, so we're heading off on our journey. It's apparently going to take us 20 hours. So this will be quite a long episode, but I wanted to get to Italy, if that makes sense, because I'll do a couple of episodes on this, and 2 or 3, we'll actually try and explore Italy. And let's get back in that cab. There we go. I think the tyres are a lot quieter as well, but I don't think you guys are even probably going to be able to pick up any of the sounds anyway. Let's go. Fucking bastards, you're supposed to give way to me. Scumbags. Anyway. Here we go. As we do some shorter ones in Italy, I'm sure we'll be able to pick up the heavy cargo stuff. It's good to be in merry old England, though. Not that we're going to be in here for very long, though, really. Coming out of London now. If only it was this easy to come out of London. I was driving recently. See, my girlfriend and I live in northwest London, and I think I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again. And I just got my new car, and it was the first long trip I was making. I'd done a few little trips with it, and I was all ready to go. I was leaving at midday, so I was hoping the traffic wasn't going to be too bad, everything like that. And I went to get in the car, and it wouldn't start. And I was like, shit, why won't it start? Anyway, I kind of worked out, or kind of had a theory that it was a flat battery, and I wanted to go that day. I didn't want to fart around, so I joined the RSC, which was something I was thinking of doing anyway. It kind of said on the RSC website, it's like, oh, when you join, you can't make a call out within like a quarter of a mile of your home within like 24 hours. It's like, that's a really weird like exception to have. In other words, what they're saying is that if you're within a quarter of a mile of your home, so if you're at your home or anywhere around a quarter of a mile, you can't call out the RSC, although they won't come out and see you. But if you're like over a quarter of a mile away, they will. Within the first 24 hours of you joining. But I called them and they came out. So I don't know what happened. And the RSC guy was really, really good. He was a really nice guy. He checked over my car as well. It was a flat battery. He said that basically what happens is because the car's sat on a forecourt of a garage, the battery just kind of runs out of juice a bit, and it's okay to begin with. So I'd done a few little trips and it was fine. He said, but eventually, like, you'll need to just recharge it. And so he recharged it and it was all good. And he also like checked over everything else, like the oil and water and everything like that for me. Because, you know, I said I was going on this journey to Norfolk, which is about 3 hours. And he's a great guy, actually. And but as it was, because of the delay and everything like that, I wasn't leaving till about 2:30, something like that. The RAC actually got to me within about half an hour, which again was incredible. Nothing but good things to say about them. And the problem was with that was it was starting to pick up with the traffic, and oh my god, driving in London in traffic is just the worst thing in the world. Honestly, it's undescribable how much I hate driving in traffic. I'm not a road ragey person, and it's not a case of like, oh, other people are idiots or anything like that. It's just a case of like, I like to relax in a car, I like to drive, I like to just cruise like this, you know. And when you're like just stuck in traffic all the time, you know, having to change gear all the time and do all that kind of stuff, it's just really annoying. And like constantly foot on the clutch like the whole time. It's just like, oh, it's like, I find that way more tiring to do like 5 miles like that than to do 50 miles just cruising, you know. It kind of makes sense, I guess, but I hated it anyway. So it took me like an hour just to get out of London, when it should, like, if there wasn't any traffic, it would have taken me about 15 minutes. Then I kind of got a little bit lost on the way to my girlfriend's because the traffic was picking up, and I was like, ooh, bridge. And so I was like, well, I kind of want to be able to, I wanted to get there as quick as I could, so I took like a little detour, but the problem was I didn't know where I was going, and I ended up going down this like, what can only be described as a gravel path. Oh wow, look at the little houses down there, it's pretty cool. Looks like a little model village. Utterly crap graphics, but there you go. Yeah, it was terrible anyway. It actually took me about 4 hours to get to my girlfriend's instead of like the 2.5 to 3 that it should have. So there you go. But it's always cool to be like driving. I didn't think about how much I missed driving just as a thing to do. I don't really like. One of the reasons why I got a car recently, because I've lived in London for about 5 years or close to 5 years, and I didn't get a car till now. I had a car but sold it because the public transport in London is really good. But I don't want to live in London anymore. I want to move, so I was like, well, you know, getting a car will help with that, because if I have to maybe go for like job interviews and things like that outside of London, then just going by train is going to be probably more expensive, more hassle, like annoying, especially if like the place I want to interview is miles away from the train station. Then I have to pay for a taxi, all that type of stuff. As like getting a car would be way better. And then having a car when you're outside of London in England is, well, it's necessary, shall we say. Unfortunately, London has fantastic transport. The tube, the buses, you know, the railway is really good. Outside of London, it's not that good. It's probably like many other countries where have sort of like, you might have a bus which runs a route from your village or whatever, and it might run every hour. It would be like one bus basically, so you have to, wait and wait. It's just really fucking pain in the arse basically to do anything. So having a car outside London is kind of necessary. So there's another reason why I kind of picked up, also to kind of like force me to get my arse in gear and move, because I wanted to move for a little while now. London's a great place. It's just I'm more of a country boy. I had to try it out, You should always try things out in a way. But like, I think I hit something. Scan here, don't hit me. Coming through, thanks buddy. Yeah, like I am more of a country boy. That's where I grew up, and I've always kind of like dreamed, as you do, of like living and working in a big city, and there are so many advantages to it. It is good, like the 24-hour nature of it. There's so many things to see and do. You're never bored. Like there's always something to go and see and do, and like you're always near to things. So like any sports events, any tours by, whether it's a play, a comedian, a musical artist or anything like that, they're always going to be going to London or any big city. So you're always going to be able to see that, and it's going to be close by. It's not going to require you to like have a massive journey. There's always things going on, but then the flip side of that is that there's always things going on. It never fucking sleeps. And after a while it's just grating more than anything, and I'm more of a kind of like a homey kind of guy anyway, so I prefer the comforts of home over going out. I like going out to restaurants and doing the occasional thing, but in reality, like, I don't want to go out all the time, even if I could, like, had the monetary means to do so, which I don't, because that's the other downside to living in London or a big city, is the house prices are ridiculous. Actually, it's not all big cities, to be fair. London's a bit of a case to itself, really. But basically, I mean, what I pay for rent for a room in a flat, and not even a very good flat, really, totally average everything, in London, I would be able to afford my own house outside of London. So you kind of weigh that up and go, I understand that, and then couple that with the fact that I live 5 miles away from work. When I drive in, when it's quiet, like I drive in on Sundays because it's free parking. Otherwise, I don't, because the parking's like extortionate. It takes me 27 minutes, which is good. Like that's a totally good time to get to work. The problem is, when I get public transport, it takes me about an hour and a quarter, and that's if I'm not going during rush hour. If I have a shift which requires me to work like 9 till 5 or something like that, sometimes it could be an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes for the journey, and you don't want to be doing that. Obvious plus sides to, where the hell do we want to go? But down there, okay. Down this one, yeah, there we go. The green lights on that one. That makes sense. Yeah, like obviously most people get paid more for working in London, and that can have that like advantage. But I'm not in a job where I'm going to get paid any more than what I get paid right now. So the advantage for me, in a way, is that I have started my job with a wage that is okay. So because I joined my company when I was living in London, they're paying me a London allowance. There is no such thing, but in my company there's no such thing as a London allowance. But because the cinemas I work in are busier because they're in London, I get paid more. But if I move to a quieter one, they don't cut your wages. So that's really good. So the kind of bonus there is like, I'd be on kind of like London wages, or at least busy cinema wages, to potentially go and work in a much quieter cinema. So that would be good, right? And why the hell is that blocked off? I guess we're going down here then. So we're in France now, by the way. We're through the Channel Tunnel. We are massively speeding. So yeah, this is what I do, by the way, if you're new to like these truck videos. I just prattle on about stuff. No apparent reason, really. But, yeah, so the other side of things, though, is like, because I work in cinemas in London, it's like this, 24-hour city. My cinema does like, I'm just going to switch to this camera because, fuck. Hey there, buddy. Sorry. Oh dear, someone smashed up that container. Yeah, because it's a 24-hour city, my cinema opens later and opens earlier than others, so the other advantage to that would be that if I moved outside of London, especially outside of a large metropolitan city, then I'd have a lot better working hours, because at the minute I can have some shifts where I'm going to be starting at like 8 o'clock in the morning and finishing at like 4, and I can have other shifts where I'm going to be starting at 7 PM and finishing at 3 AM. So it takes its toll on you when you have to switch around those shifts in the same week, It's difficult for your body to adjust to things, and you're either exceptionally tired or you can't sleep, and it's a little bit annoying. When I first started working for the company, they didn't have that late hours. It was only at the peak time weekends, but for various reasons they've decided to do that on a much more regular basis. It does kind of annoy me that we're limited to like 55 miles an hour. I've got to take off the energy saving on my TV that I play my games on. It's incredibly annoying. Just every so often it just comes up and it's like, hey, your TV's going to turn off in 5 minutes, just so you know. I guess it's useful if I do forget to turn it off, but it's not that useful actually, because I don't actually pay my electricity bill, but I guess it's polite anyway, isn't it? Just because you don't pay your own bill, you shouldn't take the piss, The reason why I don't pay my own bill is just because it's included in the rent, so that was why I was genuinely considering doing like Bitcoin mining. But again, I was like, that kind of takes the piss. So yeah, I've got an itchy top of my head there. But I've also been playing a little bit of Destiny, the Curse of Osiris expansion, which just came out. I was played maybe like close to 3 hours of that before this video. Recorded that, so you may have seen some of that before. And I think, how can I put this? The story so far has been pretty uninspired. It's not been like bad, it's just been like very run of the mill. But I expected that because the expansion's coming out only a couple of months really after Destiny 2 came out, so it was probably more kind of using the basis of the whole game than anything else. And really I think what the expansion's more about is adding content in other areas, so new weapons, new maps for multiplayer, new like end game stuff, and I would expect future expansions to be the ones which might actually change up the formula a little bit. So when I say the formula, like like Destiny in a way. It's like you have missions, you go on that mission, it's generally quite linear. You know, get from point A to point B, shoot everything in the way, and there'll be some story and stuff like that as we go through. Which is not a bad thing, by the way. That's how a lot of how video games worked for years and years and years. I think we got a bit of traffic coming up. I think the one problem they have with this expansion is that in Destiny 2 I really enjoyed the campaign because there was a lot of interesting characters in there. So you had, obviously, the Vanguard of Zavala, Ikora, Cade, and the way they were dealing with things. You had Devin in the EDZ. Hawthorne wasn't necessarily the most exciting character, although she was good. I liked her, but I wouldn't say she was that charismatic or anything. You had Failsafe, who was really good. I really enjoyed her. Ashamir, who, a bit of an arsehole, but like interesting at least. And I'm trying to think who the other one is. Fuck, I can't remember. Nessus is Failsafe. Io's Ashenir. Oh, Sloane. That's the one, Sloane on Titan. Who? She's alright actually. Okay, my TV is saying it's going to power off, so. Okay, it's not going to power off now. I've pressed OK. So, yeah, Sloane. But they were kind of like fairly interesting characters, and their missions are interesting and stuff like that, because there's a lot of talk and stuff like that now. For at least the first part that I've done on Destiny, Ghost of Osiris, you're partnered up with Osiris' ghost. Sorry if this is a spoiler. I'm not going to say anything else than a spoiler. But she's quite boring. Like, she's really quite boring. And Ikora is a great character. I really like Ikora. But she's kind of like, needs to be like the straight, she kind of needs like a Cade to riff off. Like, she needs to be the straight guy, as it were, as they say in like comedy, you know. And if there's two straight guys, I'm not saying this in a sexual way, by the way, I say this in a kind of comedic way. If there's two of those, then you don't have anything that's funny. And there was, like, I generally find, like, one of the reasons they were Taken King was everybody's favourite expansion, really, was because Cade is very, very funny, and especially when he was riffing off with Eris, it was very, very funny, because you had that two personalities clashing. In Curse of Osiris that I've seen so far, you have two very kind of like straight-laced personalities riffing off each other. It may change, as I said. I've only done like maybe the first 4 or 5 missions, but it does lead to being, I hate to use the word, but bland would be the word I would use. Like, it's not uninteresting, and Mercury itself looks really good. It looks amazing. I like it a lot, but it does feel like there's not that much personality to the expansion. I was almost like thinking at some point, I was like, I really wish my ghost would actually be there as well to provide some sort of like comedic effect, but there really wasn't any. So yeah, ouchies. The way it goes, I guess. But yeah, so I liked it. So far what I've played, I like a lot of the new weapons. They're interesting. A lot of the new ornaments look really cool, especially like the armour ornaments and some other new stuff. It's all good, but I always felt that there would be the next expansion they're going to do is going to be more interesting, because I believe that one is going to be based around the a new enemy. I have this feeling we're going to see something new. If you remember at the end of Destiny 2, and again, spoilers if you haven't played to the end of the campaign and for just Destiny 2, when the Traveller like wakes up, the light spreads and it wakes something on the edge of like the solar system or the edge of the galaxy, and game sorely needs, by the way. It sorely needs that. So, I think a lot of people are going to be butthurt by because of Cyrus. Like, they're going to slag it off and do all that kind of stuff. And I understand. Everybody wants everything now. But I think, like, the unfortunate thing about Destiny is that, like, it has its way of doing things, and the way of doing things is, like, it takes a few expansions to ramp up, and people can bitch and moan and be like, well, you need, it should be, I've paid £40 or whatever, I should get this game, it should be right. And it's like, the thing about Destiny is it kind of does things very differently to other games in so much as what it is. There's not really anything out there that does the same thing, really. I mean, what's the closest things to it? It straddles the first-person shooter of, like, Call of Duty with an MMO. It doesn't really do either things. Well, to be fair, it is more of a first-person shooter, but it doesn't really, like, change the formula of first-person shooters too much. It just adds in those MMO elements. But because there's nothing really out there to challenge it currently, it could change, of course. I think it knows that they can just kind of take their time on things, and they can kind of afford, because all those people who bitch and moan and are like, I'm out, I guarantee they're playing through this expansion. I thought I was done for speeding then. I guarantee it, because the thing is, like, the reason why people get kind of angry or whatever about Destiny is because they really like it, and I think they can see the potential there for a game they want, and I think they get annoyed that they're like, it doesn't live up to that. But it's just something you have to accept, because you can't do anything about it, and like, getting annoyed and frustrated that it isn't the game you want is, never going to change anything unless you want to go out there and learn to program and code and do things yourself. And people can turn around and say all they want, like, I don't know why they don't listen to us and to make these changes, but it's never that simple. There's always factors which people don't know about going on in any business. I have the same thing at my work, where people are like, oh, why don't you do this, why don't you do that? And it's like, sometimes there's a really, what feels like a dumb reason that we don't do it, but it's just a case of, like, sometimes, especially, so sometimes in business, what's good for one is not always good for all, so what some people might want is not what a lot of other people want, and you have to try to please as many people as you can, I guess. Otherwise, if people aren't playing your game, then it's no good, especially if it's got a kind of meant to be kind of like a multiplayer type of game. So it's very difficult to balance the multiplayer elements, I think, and what people want from that side of things with the single player experience that people want, and do all kind of stuff like that. Overall, I thoroughly enjoy Destiny 2. I'm still playing it now. It came out in September. Obviously the expansion, but I was playing it before then. And I'm sure I'll play it throughout its lifetime, and I've thoroughly enjoyed the time I've spent in it. I've never felt like it was a chore, that I was like, oh god, I've got to do this. Like, I don't play games like that. I just don't play them, so I've always wanted to play through it. I'm not somebody who craves the high level and I have to have all of this. I'm somebody who can jump in and enjoy it and play through a bit, maybe do a bit of PvP, but not get like stressed out by it. Just enjoy it and for what it is, pretty much. Which, even if it's a game which you might class as a 70% to an 80% like score rating, like, you can still find a lot to enjoy in games like that. So yeah, I kind of talk about Destiny a lot, I feel, in these videos, like truck videos, because it's such a phenomenon in a way of like a game which has in some ways no right to be as popular as it is, but something about it just, it gets people, I guess everybody loves that loot grind. it's good though. It's just an enjoyable game. Like they just get the mechanics of it really like down to a T. And I think that's another thing that kind of like worry about. If you change the formula of the game to try to spice it up, are you going to lose those mechanics that everybody loves? Like there's many times where it's like, especially in the Red Wall campaign, because I played through it again recently, where I was like, there were cool like sections where you would be in like a vehicle or something like that, and I'd find myself after about 5 minutes craving just getting out and shooting things, because I'm like, it's just not, it's not as good, but it's good to mix things up though, you know. So it's difficult sometimes, you know, and you're not going to please everybody no matter what you do. I think at the end of the day, as long as some people are like, as long as people are genuinely just going in and enjoying it, that's fine. If you don't, stop playing it. You know, it's not worth it. There are so many good games out there. I'm going to pull over and sleep actually, just on the Belgium-Dutch border. Can we just park up here? I think we can actually. Yeah, there's so many good games out there to play. Like, we're spoiled, so that's the thing I always don't get as well with people, is when people actually take the time to complain and moan about games, because it's like, just play something else. If you're, you know, I've got so many games in my library which I'm like, oh, I need to get back to. I'm not talking about games that are out this year, even other games, you know, which I'm always like, oh, I want to play through Witcher 3 again. I want to play more of Fallout 4, or Skyrim, or, you know, stuff like that. It's just not worth playing any game which you don't enjoy. Time is too short, you know. And then there are other games, you know, which I do enjoy and I wish I could play more of, like Divinity. I really like want to just sit down for a day and just play that game, like 8 hours or so, and just immerse myself in it and get back into it. I know I still play it on the channel, but you know, I'm jumping in for like an hour a week or so, and it's not a game that really allows for that, so I'm going to probably try and do that at some point. Just sit down once I've caught up on a lot of videos and stuff like that. Just sit down and do that, because that's when you kind of get to grips better with the mechanics of the game and the way it works and things like that, and allows you to really kind of immerse yourself, I guess, is the way. So yeah, I want to be able to do that. I might even do that tomorrow actually. Having said that, I've got some other videos I need to record, so maybe I won't. But yeah, because I'm actually going. I'm recording this on Tuesday. I don't know when I'm going to put it up. Probably the weekend, maybe something like that. And I am going away on Friday to see my girlfriend for a week. I'm going to stay at hers. Going to meet the parents as well, which is, it's scary-ish. It's not scary as in like, oh, I bet they're horrible people. Not that at all. It's just kind of like, you want to make a good impression, you know? And first impressions count for a lot, you know? If you fuck up first impressions with somebody, it's what they're always going to pick up on. If you, should I be in the other lane? Shit, yeah, I should have been. Fuck, that wasn't very clear, was it? Damn it. God, look, I'm going to have to do a massive detour. Okay, well, never mind. It's the price you gotta pay. But, yeah, I think it should be fun, hopefully. That's just before Christmas. Now I'm going to actually spend Christmas with them as well, so like the 23rd, 4th and 25th. I've got to work on the 26th, unfortunately. Sucks. Should I be a right cheeky little bastard and like cut through here? Save some time. That's a right cheeky little move, isn't it? No. Not as cheeky as this move. Oh god. How am I not getting like a fine for this? There we go. These roads are confusing me. France, Belgium or Holland, wherever the fuck I am. Right, let's get back. Okay, here we go. But I'm also looking forward to getting away as well. It's nice. Like, I hadn't gotten away for a while the last time I went to see it, and I underestimated how nice that is to just relax like that. It is really nice. If you haven't done that in a while, like I'm talking like it was a good few years for me really, to just get away from everything for a week, work, you know, even just the usual routine you might have of like playing games. You might think like, oh, that's fine because that's relaxing and stuff like that, but it's the change of that routine. Like they say, change is as good as a rest, but if you change and rest, then it's even better. Yeah, so it was nice. It was great. Nice to be out of London. Nice, obviously, to kind of spend time somewhere else and relax and not do my usual routine of kind of getting home and turning my computer on and doing all that kind of thing. It was good. I still played a few video games and stuff like that. Play some together. I'm sure I will do again because she's big into games as well. But it's nice to do different things, for sure. So where the hell are we? We're probably about halfway through now, I think, of where we want to go to. I apologise that you haven't really seen much of the new like Italy, but because of the way the game works, I have to get to Italy in my truck to drive around Italy. You know, so that's what we're doing. I can't just magically teleport to Italy. I could do like a quick job in Italy and do stuff like that. I did that for American Truck Sim. Well, I had to do it anyway because I don't think I have got my own truck, I think, but I just did it because it was easier. But Euro Truck Sim is more of me, like, I have actually done quite a lot in this game. Like, I have actually got my own, like, trucking business. I've got 2 other trucks which go around, you know, so I've got a little bit of cash in the bank, you know. I've built something up. I feel like I've built something up, and I don't want to just go back to driving somebody else's truck, because this is my truck. This is my truck I drive. But as I said, I think after this expansion, if they do any more, which I got a feeling there's got to be a Spain one coming up, then I will probably switch up, use the money I would have made from this expansion and get a new truck, and then I'll get someone to drive this. It's like expand, just so I get to drive something a little bit different, I guess, and it's always fun to buy a new truck. Definitely. It's now night time, wherever the fuck we are. I'm actually just gonna look, you know. Okay, right, so we're in France, technically, so Strasbourg. We need to go through, we need to go through Belgium. We've done quite a lot, actually, yeah. Sorry, Belgium, we need to go through Germany. I think we're gonna, it's kind of like, no, Germany, you fucking idiot, Germany's there. We're going to go through Switzerland. And then we'll end up in Verona, okay. Okay. That's fine. There's like usually some pretty nice scenery going through Switzerland. It's just that we're driving at night, so we won't be able to see any of it. Look at this bridge up here, this is pretty cool. Very cool. guess. I guess we've got Christmas coming up, haven't we? Which is always interesting. Trying to pick presents for people is it's good, but it's also stressful, you know, because especially this year, because this is the first Christmas I'm spending with my girlfriend, and so I'm like, I really want to get her really good stuff, and she keeps bragging about how good the stuff she got me is. We basically say set each other a limit of price, so we didn't go mental or anything like that. And also, it's kind of cool to do that because then you have to think about what you're spending, and I kind of like trying to get good deals and things and stuff like that. And yeah, she keeps bragging about everything I've only got her at the minute, like 4 or 5 things. I've only spent I've got about a third of my budget left, so I've brought the main things. Actually, might as well fill up on petrol while we're here. I've brought the main things I wanted to buy. I just have to get the other things. I'm going into town tomorrow. When I say town, I mean Oxford Street in London, which is like a fucking nightmare. So I'm gonna try and go early, like leave for like 9 and like get there before. It takes me like maybe, I don't know, take me like 40 minutes to get there probably if the traffic's not that good, which probably won't be at that time. I'm gonna hit that. Gonna lose some for damage, you know. Lose some money because of damage. Never mind. No, we don't want to stop. We don't need to sleep. Where are we going? We don't need sleep. Yeah, to kind of like, because I've seen some stuff online I want to get. So the fuck is this guy doing? Get out of my way. I've seen some stuff online I want to get and stuff like that, but then I'm like, it's from all these different places. And I'm like, I kind of want to order it, but then I'm going away for a week, so it won't come. And then, like, as luck would have it, I'm sure like my housemates won't be in and they won't pick up the packages, and I'll have to. It'll be a nightmare. So I'm like, go in tomorrow, go to the shops, pick up the stuff you want, get it all, you know, and have it there ready. And then the only thing you have to do left to do is wrap, which again is a fucking pain in the backside. But I'm not one of these people who's like, I'm going to get someone else to wrap them, because even if you're bad at wrapping, you have to wrap your own presents. Like, it's just, you can't be that person who doesn't. But Christmas as a thing in the UK is, if you're not from the UK, I don't know, I guess it's probably like the main event of the year, because we don't really have like, if you're in America, you have like Thanksgiving, don't you? You have like your other holidays like 4th of July, stuff like that. Hang on 1 second. Just wanted to take off my headphones, because there's really no point wearing them. So I'm trying to detangle myself. They're kind of like hurting my neck weirdly. But there's like, yeah, we don't really have any holidays. All we have in the UK, really, as holidays is, I'm going straight on, cool. Easter, which isn't a very big holiday at all. It's just that it's a 4-day weekend and people love that. I'm trying to think what else. That's it, other than random bank holidays which don't really mean a lot. So like Christmas is the only time when there's really a big thing happening, and so a lot of people go really all out in this country for things like that, because they don't really get to a lot of other time. Like Halloween isn't big in the UK either. We have bonfire night, but even that kind of loses its edge a little bit, or has done, I think, since I was a kid anyway. So Christmas is the one. But for me, it hasn't really been a thing for the last few years, because I've been working, because I work in cinemas and they decided to release Star Wars films for the last 2 years, so it's been really busy. And there's also one this year, isn't there, which I know a lot of people are excited about, but I'm excited to watch it. I'm not excited to work it. year, though. I believe, if they still keep to the schedule, the Han Solo film's coming out in May. So there won't be a Star Wars film at Christmas for the first time in 3 years. Well, 4 years, I guess. But then I think there is going to be one the year after, so the final Star Wars will be then. Well, not the final one, I'm sure, but the final of this trilogy, shall we say. And I'm really looking forward to this Star Wars, but I feel like they've got to deliver a lot in this one, because I feel like the first one was very good, but it kind of like it introduced a lot of characters which they didn't do a lot with. So Poe Dameron being one, Captain Phasma, and like the focus in this one, obviously Luke coming back, which is going to be fucking awesome. I think I can't wait to see like a grizzled old Luke. That should be pretty cool. And like seeing what happens with Kylo Ren, I think is going to be very interesting. And are we going to see more of this, smoke? It's just, there's lots of things to see, and I feel like they have to kind of deliver on this, because the first one was very good, but I still think it was the 4th best Star Wars film after the original trilogy. I feel like the original trilogy really did cool things that this one didn't do as much. And it kind of took a few liberties as well, this one, with the fact that it was essentially the same as A New Hope. The whole Starkiller base thing being blown up, and somebody finding out they're a Jedi, and it's just kind of weird, the similarities. So I feel like they need to kind of deliver on this one to live up to the hype, as it were. The thing is, it could be a very good film. It could be like a 4 out of 5 film, but that wouldn't be living up to the hype, would it? So I think it's going to be interesting to see how they go with that. I hope it's good. I love the Star Wars universe. I hate what EA's done to it in terms of games. I think it's such a great universe for games, and I would adore seeing, something like another RPG that's not even necessarily about Jedi, but more about like somebody like a Han Solo character, like a smuggler maybe, or something like that, and maybe not even about the rebellion and the First Order, or not about that at all, and just about living in that world kind of thing, because the Old Republic does that a little bit as well. Knights of the Old Republic is kind of nice because you feel like that story's been told a lot in Star Wars. The whole, someone finding out they're a Jedi, building it up, and then they're the one who can defeat the evil Sith and stuff like that. And it's kind of just want to be, okay, we're going into Switzerland now. Kind of just want it to be like existing in that world, but maybe not necessarily. Maybe not being the centre of the universe, shall we say. Instead being like a character within it, and like people go on about Star Wars 1313 as being that game. We'll never know, so there's no point saying that. But I hope that they do something and take it. Like, one of the things which kind of puzzles me a little bit is the fact that with EA, they have something like Anthem, and they decided not to do it in a Star Wars universe. Like, if you did something like Destiny but had it in the Star Wars universe, it could be really fucking cool. And I know they've got Battlefront, but it's obviously very different because it's more centralised and it would be a lot more like story based and stuff like that. And they could do some interesting things there, or they could just do a lot of other things, couldn't they? And like, I think someone was saying the other day, like the space combat sections of Battlefront 2 are really good. like much improved on the first one, and it's like they actually shipped that. There was a different studio who did that. Can't remember who it was now. Why not release a new X-Wing or TIE Fighter game? Sure, it won't be like the kind of rich, complex kind of flight simulatory nature of the XCOM games. Well, for their day they were complex, not so much nowadays perhaps, but it's not going to be like it's going to be more arcadey, shall we say, but people would love that. I'd love that. I'd absolutely love that. And it's something which we don't have right now at all. And sure, even if you added in a couple of little sections in first person or whatever, and did that, it would be awesome. Or, you could do something like a Star Citizen, but in the Star Wars universe. Like people would love that. Like work your way up. You could be a smuggler. You could just be like an Elite Dangerous. You could kind of choose what you want to be. Be a smuggler. You can go and work for the rebels. You could. What the fuck happened there? Did that guy just crash into me? Okay. What an arsehole. Was it me? I don't even know. Okay, well, luckily you just get a fine and damage to your truck. Not like anything catastrophic, but yeah, I feel like there's so much potential there for them to do so much with that, and it's just like, oh, we did Battlefront 1, now we're going to do Battlefront 2. Great, EA, well done. As much as people want to slag them off for the microtransactions, the bigger thing people should be slagging EA off for is the lack of imagination. Like, the fact that they have some exceptionally talented people there, and they dish out the same flipping games every year. I was quite stoked for Anthem, because we hadn't seen anything really that new from EA for a while. Now I'm dreading it. I think it's going to be horrendous. But yeah, I'm like not even interested in Anthem, to be fair. But yeah, they I feel like EA need to shit, I crashed again. Fuck. God, it's not going well, is it? I feel like EA just need to kind of go back to basics. They need to kind of be like, okay, let's focus on making a really good game before we try to actually nickel and dime everybody out of their money. I've spoken about like FIFA before. I didn't really know how FIFA gets such a pass. Like, FIFA is literally pay to win. Sure, you can do other game modes, but the game mode that most people play is Ultimate Team, which is pay to win. Yes, I know a very skilled player can beat another player with a worse team, but it undoubtedly gives you a massive advantage to have really good players. It's not even like in question, and you can obviously buy the packs and stuff like that. And the fact that they just try to find new ways to monetize it, so they did it with the it was like the arena style one, like a draft, a FIFA Ultimate Team draft. It's another way, like you have to pay to enter it, and then you get these players and you play and you can win, but it's just a fucking rip-off. Like, why am I having to buy this game and then pay to play game modes of it every time I want to play it? It's so dumb. And yeah, sure, you can grind in the game and you can earn stuff and go and play in there. It takes forever to do that. Like, the thing I find more insulting than just trying to take my money is trying to take my time, because that's more precious to me, to be fair. And yeah, it's just bullshit, really. And the kind of thing that makes me laugh as well is like all the like websites which allow you to buy coins in FIFA. So the way way FIFA Ultimate Team works, if you don't know, which you probably don't, I'll keep this brief so as not to bore you, but the basic gist of it is that you create a team out of cards which you have, which are players, and then you compete against other guys in leagues, or guys and girls, I guess, in leagues, cups if you want as well. Some of them might have different restrictions on what players you can use, and also the way you use players, like they synergise with each other depending on certain things, whether they have like their nationality, and obviously certain players play in different positions. And what happens is when you play games, you earn like gold, I think it's gold, and that allows you to buy more packs or buy players from a transfer market where other like players are selling their players that they don't want or they might want, but they can get a really good price for the player, which will allow them to buy a load more packs, and you know how it works. Now, the only thing that FIFA allows you to buy is packs. So you buy these like in-game currency, and then you buy packs which are obviously random. There's different packs which vary in price and allow you to like have different things in them, and like rarer players and stuff like that, or better players. And there are also websites out there which I guess it wouldn't be called illegal, but you know the kind of way it is, that allow people to buy that gold so they can just go on the transfer market and actually buy a player. And FIFA hates these sites and tries to get them shut down, but when you think about it, they're offering a service to people so they don't have to play the fucking loot box lottery to just get a player they want, and they don't have to grind away for hours and hours getting these coins out of packs and things like that just to get a team that they want to play with, players they want to play with. And yeah, sure, you can play other game modes, I play the career mode and stuff like that, but they haven't fucking even put, for the last about 5 years, they have not put any effort into that in any way. It is trash, basically. There's just nothing else on the market that even tries to compete with it because they own all the licenses. So Pro Evo tries, but Pro Evo's got pretty bad, like, Pro Evo has amazing gameplay, but really bad, like, presentation on things, and it doesn't even have any of the, we're going to sleep by the way, just over here, but it doesn't have any, like, hardly any of the licenses, so the presentation's really bad, and it does kind of take you out of the game a little bit when it's the way. And FIFA know that, and that's why they don't have to fucking give a shit and just release a game every year with updated players. And the only thing they update every year, really, or put some effort into, is the Ultimate Team, because that's where they make all the money. It's just, honestly, and I think the same probably is the same for like NHL and Madden and all those other sports franchises they release annually. They only give a shit about the money, not about making a game. And what they need to do is go back to bases, win back that trust from people, you know, and make a game that people like and let people buy it for a price. And sure, you could put microtransactions in. I've said before, I don't have a problem with a lot of microtransactions. The problem is when you do loot box style things which don't allow people to buy what they want, and when you make it prohibitively expensive or make people make the grind, you know, they're like, I believe microtransactions should exist in a game because they allow people with limited time but disposable money to enjoy the same experience as somebody who has unlimited time but, you know, not a lot of money. So in other words, if you're a kid or like a student, for example, you might have a lot of time to play video games, you might be able to grind it out and play, and that's how you play because you don't have a lot of money to spend on video games. If you're more of an adult, say you have a decent job, disposable income, you might be working or socialising, or you might have a family, you might not have the time to play, so you would be able to spend a little bit of extra money, maybe 10, 20 quid extra, and instead of having to put in that extra 20 hours or whatever, you can kind of skip that and you can get some of the advantages there. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all, because if your game's good enough, someone's going to want to grind their way through. Wow, look at this place. Someone's going to want to grind. You know, it shouldn't ever be a grind, it should be enjoyable. And, you know, it's just the person with the time literally doesn't have the time to do that, but they still want to enjoy the content of the game, or like the end game of it and that sort of things. They just know that missions or whatever, and because they want to, be able to enjoy other bits of the game and get through it, for certain games anyway. But the way the companies just nickel and dime everything is just fucking ridiculous. I see the thing is, in the movie industry, I don't see them doing things like this. We just showed Frozen again. You might be like, oh, look at them re-releasing Frozen, but it had a 20-minute extra bit with Olaf in it. But we only charged $2.99 a ticket, so it wasn't like we were charging full price or anything like that. It was only $2.99, and so I feel like, whereas the normal ticket price is 15 quid where I work, so I don't feel like that is nickel and diming people at all. Especially people with kids, because kids love watching Frozen. But if we'd have just charged 15 quid for it, then we would be nickel and diming people. And also, say for example, when the new Star Wars comes out, we're showing a double bill of, Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, but we're only charging people for one film. So they're essentially getting to watch The Force Awakens for free. Imagine in the video game industry, or if it was EA, they'd be charging them 30 quid to be like, well, you're watching 2 films, you're going to pay for 2 films. It's kind of ridiculous. Okay, we're actually coming into Italy, hallelujah. Okay, just another 4 hours of driving, guys. We'll be there. We shouldn't need to sleep again, though, to be fair. But, yeah, so I feel like even though people always accuse cinemas of ripping people off all the time, because the price of food's expensive and all that bullshit, even though certainly the cinema chain I work for allow people to bring their own food in, so it's kind of a nonsense argument, really. It's just people being fucking lazy and wanting everything themselves, but yeah, it's just kind of I just don't see the way video game companies are treating their customers, and it's only because of exclusivity. So because EA has the license, they know to FIFA and NHL and NBA, they know people aren't going to be able to do anything else. It's like when I go to the post office to post stuff off, and there's a fucking long queue, and there's 2 people working, and they don't give a shit. They can be as rude as they want to you, because they literally don't give a shit, because you can't do anything else. You can only go to the post office to post things. Sure, you could get a courier or whatever. It would cost you 5 times more. So they know they've got the monopoly on that. So they don't give a shit. You're not going to go anywhere else. And it's the same thing with EA and FIFA and stuff like that. They don't give a shit, because you're not going anywhere else. They own the Star Wars license. You want a Star Wars game, you're going to pay for a fucking Star Wars game. You're going to pay constantly for a Star Wars game, because you're a Star Wars fan, and there's loads of Star Wars fans, and you want to play this game, because look, it's got all the people from the new films and stuff like that. So, in some ways it's very clever. In other ways, it's just feels so dirty, it just feels so dishonest and, disgusting, really. That it just, I don't know, it just makes me disappointed. And at the end of the day, though, it's going to come back and bite them in the arsehole, because there are a lot of great game companies out there who are doing really good work and are going to make fair business models about things and do stuff like that, and people are going to go and play those games. Eventually, people are just going to be I don't give a shit if FIFA's got the licenses. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to go somewhere where I get more enjoyment. I'm going to go play Rocket League or something like that, where they're not going to nickel and dime me for everything, where it's more about skill than how much you paid. Yeah, I believe that will happen, or people will just change the type of games they play. They'll just be you know what, I don't really enjoy first-person shooters anymore. I'm going to give this, Euro Truck Simulator a go, and I realise that there's more to life than those other games. Because I was actually thinking about this. Fuck. God, I've been charged so much money for speeding and stuff like that. I was thinking about this the other day though, but like, can you name me any multiplayer games that are really good? Like, you played that multiplayer game and you got like no issues with it, it's great, you want to play it all the time. I had this theory that multiplayer games are only good because of the people you play them with. For example, if you go to the pub, you could go to a really shit bar, okay, where there's nothing going on, it's dirty, the drinks are shit, but if you're with good friends, you're having a great time. If you go to a really, really nice bar and it looks amazing, the drinks are amazing, you know, there's great entertainment going on there, but the people you're with you don't really like. Fuck. Can I not go in that one? Okay, you're gonna have to just let me through here. Okay, stop being an arsehole, let me through. Stop it. Red car, stop it. Stop it. What are you doing? How come that guy gets to go through shit? Fuck. Oh my god. I've really ballsed this up, haven't I? Oh fuck, I thought he was gone. So I could have just gone through that one. I don't get the way this works. I don't get the way your toll roads work, Italy. Yeah, and I think multiplayer games are like that. Like, I was thinking about it the other day and I was like, I don't remember playing any multiplayer games where I'm like, this game is really good. Like, everything about this game is good. Not like I would play like a Witcher 3 or why is my frame rate tanking now? It's weird. My fans and my computer have just piped up. Also, I don't think my secretary was wearing any trousers. Okay. Okay, it seems fine now. That's weird. Yeah, whereas, like, when you play something like The Witcher 3, you're like, you know what, this game is just good, top to finish, top to bottom. It's just amazing. And I know maybe there's a difference there because a multiplayer experience is different to a single player experience, but I feel like it's more about like, the game mechanics and like the way the game works and what you get out of it and stuff like that. And the other side of it is that you play against other people and other people just have this way of ruining things for you because they just enjoy doing that. And like, I just feel like multiplayer games are often incredibly overrated because they're really only good because you get to play with your friends. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. As I think about it, I think about like me and my friends spending a lot of time in pro clubs on FIFA and loving it, but it's a fucking trash mode, it's awful. Or like spending a lot of time playing, I'm trying to think like what first person shooter we spent a lot of time in, I can't even remember. But just like, again, like even like something like Destiny or Destiny 2, like I think like games like maybe like a 80% game, but when you play with your friends it goes up and it's so much better, isn't it? And I think sometimes developers of multiplayer games know that and perhaps are not fixing their games as much because they know that you're going to enjoy playing it because your friends are playing it and stuff like that. So whereas a single player game has to be a tighter experience, I guess, because you have like you know, it's only you playing it, so it has to entertain you, if that makes sense. So yeah, I don't know, I was kind of thinking about this the other day and being like, are multiplayer games that good? Like, do we actually want to see more multiplayer games? Because they tend to be fucking shit. Like, people play them for a little while, and then they're like, oh wait, this isn't actually very good. Maybe I'll just go back to that single player experience game. And then I guess there are some games where it's like, it's really good to play multiplayer or single player. Something like Divinity Original Sin 2. Like, I can play that single player and thoroughly enjoy it, and it's great. But I can play it with somebody else, and it's really, really amazing. So like, there's some games, I guess, which I guess the feeling is like, if you make a fantastic single player game, and then you can add in multiplayer into it, which enhances that experience, that's when you know you have a fantastic game. When you make a game which maybe you're like, oh, it's multiplayer, so like those, it'll be fine because they'll be playing with their friends. We don't have to have as good a stuff going on, or it could be more unbalanced or not as good. I kind of want to get away from where we are. Need to go down this way apparently. Yeah. Oh fucking hell, where are we going? Okay. I'm looking forward to seeing Italy when we eventually get to actually drive down to Italy. I'll do that next episode, obviously. Yeah, so I was kind of thinking about this the other day, as I was thinking about what games of the year that I'm gonna like. My games of the year, because I'm gonna do a video on that. Obviously, it's not gonna be like, oh, this is the game of the year because of this. It's just gonna be like games I've really enjoyed playing this year. Maybe you want to give them a try. If you see them in a sale and you want to give it a go for it. It's not gonna be like, I don't know, The Legend of Zelda is the game of the year or whatever. Just talking about, I guess, the good points of them and the bad points of them. Because every game that has released this year does have negatives in it, I guess. Even Euro Truck Simulator 2 Italia has negatives in it, amazingly. But sometimes some games can be so overwhelmingly good instead that they you don't really notice it as much. I think my computer's due like a restart at some point. It's been chugging along all day, to be fair, so I've been recording about 30 episodes of... Why can I not turn off my indicator? Thank you. I've got a problem with my controller. I need to... The right bumper is not very good. Maybe I need to pick up a new one at some point. I'm debating whether or not to get a... where the fuck is this guy? Dude, I'm indicating, slow down. Fucking people driving, I tell you. This actually looks really cool, by the way. Italy does. I don't know if this was in the game originally or if this is new, but it looks pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know what controller to get though, because I like the Xbox One controller, but I kind of feel like I should get something a bit more premium because I do use it a lot. And it's not necessarily a case of like, oh mate, look at that fucking sunset, that's amazing. It's not necessarily a case of like, oh, it's going to make me a better gamer. It's just a case of like the feel of playing and stuff like that, and the fact that it lasts longer. So I kind of like, maybe I should get like an Xbox Elite controller. But then I'm like, it's £100 fucking, you idiot. I wish there was something like a little bit in between, so I wouldn't quite have to spend as much. But I could get something which just feels a little bit more premium than, the bog standardy one. So I was thinking of doing like the Xbox Design Labs, because you can get that in the UK now, but it's like £70, £79, and at the end of the day you're just getting an Xbox controller. Like, the build quality is the same. So I was like, fuck, how am I getting up here? So I was like, well, when you look at that, it's like it's only £30 more to get an Elite. Why not just get an Elite? First world problems, guys. First world problems. Okay, here we are. We have arrived at our destination. Okay, where do you want it? Where do you need it? There. Not park it there. We're gonna park it there for you. We put this fucking tractor there. There we go. Our first delivery in Italy. Swear it went like green. Shouldn't have. God. It just suddenly go really bright for like no reason. That's actually not bad. That's actually pretty good. Okay. Let's see how much money we lost. 6,000, okay. So we ended up making 40,000 for that. Still pretty good though. Brings us back up to 114,000 next time. We will go south. Go to like Rome, Napoli, Bari, Catanzaro, Palermo, Catania, all that type of stuff. Until then guys, thanks for watching as always. I'll catch ya.